Good afternoon, accelerators. It is October 8th, and this is episode number 88 of the Thursday afternoon tune-up. I am Diane Spadola, and this video series can be considered an information and inspirational pit stop on the way to your busy road race, which is the weekend. When I'm done, be sure to jump on over to Facebook if you're watching this on YouTube and join my free online classroom, Accelerate Your Success. You can find us under groups in Facebook, and all you have to do is answer 3 simple questions, and then I could admit you. There's all kinds of goodies over there, including files, all the Thursday afternoon tune-ups, all the Coffee and Concerns, which was a pandemic show special that I did, as well as some free downloads. So let's go ahead and get going. Today I want to talk a little bit about self-doubt. Last week I was like super overconfident in my Thursday afternoon tune-up, because I had headed out on an RV trip with my best friend who had never gone on an RV trip where she was the commander-in-chief before. So she did all the driving, she supervised the hookups and I guess you call it unhooking when we're leaving the campsite. She did an awesome job. It was much more stressful week for her than it was for me. And there were times that she had to face a lot of self-doubt. But one of the things that I tried to encourage her to realize is that, one, you really don't know what you can do until you try. And secondly, her past experience being an accomplished businesswoman, a successful mother, a tremendous financial planner, a good marketer. She keeps a beautiful home. She's a fantastic gardener. There isn't anything that my friend can't overcome and achieve in a fantastic way. Okay? So if she looks backwards on her accomplishments, she shouldn't have any self-doubt. So I wanted to talk to you today about some of the things that I do to avoid self-doubt. Because I'll be honest, once I got back from that RV vacation, it's kind of like, I don't know, postpartum depression. You get back from vacation, you scurry before you go, right? To get all your work done so that you can make sure that you don't have to do a lot of heavy lifting while you're on your break. But then when you come back, that excitement and the joy and the sort of, for me, the curiosity of exploring parts unknown, all of that went away. And I'm back in the same environment, at the same computer, working on the same stuff that I did before I went. And I'll admit that I've had some trouble just in the last few days with some self-doubt, because I pivoted my business to become a coach for artists and entertainers that are suffering from COVID-crushed circumstances. Okay? And one of the things that I worry about is that the people that are my ideal client, if you will, which is artists and entertainers that used to work in the party industry, I'm worried that those people may never come to purchase from me or to take advice from me because they're too depressed, they're too poor, they're trying to avoid the party industry, they don't want to hear about COVID, any number of reasons. Establishing yourself as a business coach in a COVID-crushed industry might not be the smartest thing that I've ever done. And it's certainly, I have doubts at various times, especially when I see that my posts haven't been commented on. But at the same time, that is the group that I can help the most. That's the group that I can serve. So In order to get a grip on my self-doubt, I wrote down the 6 things that I do. First and foremost, you need to accept yourself. Self-doubt is good. It can be healthy at times because it might, help you from making a disastrous decision, like me going out and spending all my retirement funds on an RV and just basically traveling around the country for the rest of my life until I run out of money. So self-doubt as to whether I'd be happy and whether I'd be competent at driving an RV 365 days a year, that keeps me from going to the RV park. But don't overuse it, or you may miss out on some of the spontaneity that you could take advantage of if you weren't doubting yourself. Right after I did that live video last week, and to be honest with you, if someone had told me 2 years ago that I would be recording live and going on Facebook and YouTube twice a week, live, with no preparation and only a few notes, I would have thought that they were crazy. So last week I recorded live from the campground that we had stopped at on Thursday. And sure enough, right after recording my video, I tried to walk up the stairs into the RV. I lost my balance and I fell off the RV stairs, lying flat on my back in the dirt. Okay. And sure enough, one of the fellow campers came over and said, "It's a little early for snow angels." And I thought that was actually really funny at the time, despite the fact that I wasn't sure if I had broken any bones. So one of the things you need to keep in mind is accept yourself. Don't go overboard on the self-doubt. Then secondly, understand you're not alone. I, for one, can raise my hand and say, I have lots of self-doubt, especially during this time, okay? Especially when it seems like the whole world is going crazy, especially when you're not connecting with your friends and family in the way that you used to, okay? All of us are struggling. My ideal client may have just COVID crushed themselves to death, but the people that I am most able to help still need me. And I am confident in my heart of hearts and my head of heads that although they might not be listening right now, I do know that they need my help. And I have a gift that I can share. Number 3, you want to get the facts. So before you start believing your own negative self-talk, you might want to do a little research on what it is that the decision that's before you. Okay? So know your stuff. Don't just say it's all going to turn out bad. Stock market's going to go down. The weather's going to be horrible. That is not helpful, especially if a whole bunch of that stuff is not true. All right. So do your research and get the facts. Number 4, acknowledge your strengths and build from them. That's why I have this slide up here. You did not come this far to only come this far. All right. You can go beyond whatever you're facing today. I believe in positive affirmations. So I have little stickers and little Post-it notes stuck to my bathroom mirror because that's the first place I go in the morning. One of them has to do with sharing your smile in the world and not allowing the world to suppress your smile. So that reminds me, the more joy that I exude and the more contagious I can make my positivity, then the more positivity that gets reflected back at me. And after all, as party entertainers, isn't that what we do? Make things positive, make things fun, make things festive. So I'm just trying to carry that into my non-party entertaining life that I'm in because of COVID. Number 5, you want to choose your friends wisely. Surround yourself with people who increase your joy and don't steal it from you. We all know the toxic personalities that exist out there. They're going to get worse, especially in the US, before they go away. Because things are getting really hot right now with the election and with the protests and with who's going to win and who's going to beat who and are the votes going to be counted. But Choose your friends. Surround yourself with people that have the same positivity as you do, and you'll be a lot happier in the long run. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to forget about those other friends, but you might have to just put them on pause for now. And number 6, most importantly, is when you're dealing with self-doubt, you always want to go back to the root of your being, the values that control how you live on a daily basis, the things that you feel are important to you: sharing love, giving joy, satisfying your curiosity, exploring new things, being responsible, being happy, making an impact on the world. I don't know what it is that is in your set of values. I don't know what is your compass that steers you on a daily basis. But I do know that if you spend some time analyzing what those values are, you're going to easily be able to see your path to the next thing. I'm Diane Spadola. I'm a pivot coach for people that have worked or that used to work in COVID-crushed industries. I'm happy to help you consider your pivot, your next move, or maybe use this opportunity to grow your business for when it's safe to entertain again. In the meantime, there are a couple things that you can do if you're interested in learning more about me and this topic of pivoting. The first one is that you can go get my ebook, which I published last week or the week before, right before I went on vacation. It is all about the different types of pivots you can make in your business. It also has some brainstorming exercises and some tools that you can use to narrow down the choices that you may come up for yourself. And it is free, and you will find it on the homepage of my website. Now, if you're really interested in learning more about how your values and your lifestyle and your dreams come together to identify possible new careers for yourself, I would love for you to join me in the webinar that I'm hosting next Friday. It's not really a training webinar. It's going to be more of an interactive workshop. And we would love to have you on board to do the brainstorming exercises that I'll be guiding you through. And all you have to do is go to my website, /Be a Pivot Ninja, separated by hyphens, and you can register for that webinar. I look forward to seeing you there. Have a fantastic week. And just remember, I'm my only best friend. Well, I'm not my only best friend, but I'd like to think of myself as my best friend. And you need to consider yourself to be yours.